recast Find Familiar into a spider and let it scout, go under the doors and scout through each one real quick. You know what I mean?
Is it a small spider or giant?
Oh yeah, it's a tiny creature. It'll be able to like go under the door, the gaps, the gap under between the floor and the doorway.
I just have this image of us trying to shove this giant spider, to squish it down and shove it under a door.
Hell yeah, bro!
And it gets like halfway there, and it gets stuck, and it's the big bulbous spud is just hanging there. Back feet are going like this.
Trying to push itself, and it can't get traction.
Oh yeah, we're starting in fucking combat.
We are starting in combat. We are starting in combat. And everybody has initiative.
It's our initiative. Let's initiative, everyone.
And if you don't remember your initiative, it will be a surprise as it rolls around.
Yes, it will.
So
actually, seriously, mine's not in a log.
What's your? I know your initiative. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. So last week, really quickly, we managed to bypass the door. Well, get in the door, get through the lock, correctly guess the puzzle for which everybody should, as a reminder, have heroic inspiration marked. And we started going into the crypt, which is a haunted, evil place now, as evidenced by Echo's vision of a purple ichor mist that wafted out from under the door. The party proceeded down. They found some undead things in sarcophagi. Shroud wanted to talk. Tobin wanted to stab. When it comes between talking and stabbing, stabbing normally wins. And Tobin struck last time, and that's where we ended it. So we're just going to pick up at the top of the order here, which is Tobin the 19th. You get to take your turn again, and then we move down the list. This dwarf-sized creature.
This initiative in the thing. I was going to ask if you had seen it on your end.
The last thing we did before we ended last week was we rolled initiative, and I have everybody's initiative from that. We are picking up mid-combat.
3 16s? Wow.
So Tobin, right. you stick your blade into this dwarven-sized Crypt Guardian, and all 4 sarcophagi burst out together. It is your turn.
All right. You guys, I'm going to attack. Hey, why don't you attack? There we go. Woohoo! I'm going to say that's a hit.
Yeah, surprisingly, that hits. Surprisingly.
11. And then why don't we just go ahead and add a smite to that?
Alright, it is undead for the purposes of a smite.
We're just going to do a level 1 smite, so 3, 7, and do I just roll more 8 to add on to that?
Roll an extra d8 for the undead.
So 2. So that is 22 points, 10 points of slashing damage, and 12 points of radiant damage.
You tear into this thing with your sword. It lights up with Tobin-inspired energy, and radiant energy flows into the Crypt Guardian. Next on our list is... Oh, anything else?
And Weapon Master is up, so it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay.
Start of my next turn.
Alright, you have the sap property, it looks like. Okay, it is sapped. Let's give it a little border to denote. And next, sir, you are next on the initiative list.
I think. You know what? I think I am going to keep it simple right now, and I'm gonna cast. First or second? Let's just deal with it first right now. I'm gonna cast magic missile at B over here.
All right, what level are we doing it at?
First level.
Okay.
So the first one will deal 4 damage. The second one will deal 4 damage again. And the third one will deal 4 damage again. So 12 in total on B.
Your little lights go poof, poof, poof. All right. They all land.
Yay.
Do you stay where you're at? Do you move?
Yeah, that's my turn. I won't use anything else.
Shroud.
Okay, I have a question. So, is sneak attack assassinate and sneak attack 2 different things, or is it use one or the other?
So, assassinate is a feature that you get, I believe, if they haven't taken a turn yet.
Correct.
So, assassinate, you have advantage on initiative rolls. During the first round of each combat, which is this round, you have an advantage on attacks against any creature that hasn't taken a turn, which they haven't yet. If your sneak attack hits any target during that round, the target takes an additional 7 damage of the weapons type. So that's the... go ahead.
My question is, do I do the sneak attack assassinate with one weapon and then a sneak attack with the other weapon, or?
Your sneak attack damage is activated on any hit. You can, so whether you do it the first one or the second one, if you hit, you can activate your sneak attack damage. You can only activate it once per round.
Okay.
So as long as you hit once, you can use it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna assassinate on this one by me.
All right. So go ahead and make the attack roll.
And that's with advantage, correct?
Correct, because he hasn't taken a turn yet.
That's a dirty 20.
You hit.
Okay. So, about rolled the wrong one. That's 6. So add 7 to that, correct?
So you would still roll your sneak attack damage, so the 4d6.
Okay.
And then we'll add 7 onto the 4d6. At least that's how I think it's supposed to go. So we had 19 plus 7, so he'll take 26 this round.
Okay.
And it looks decently bloodied after the first couple hits from you guys.
Was that one hit, or was that both of my attacks?
That was your first attack and your sneak attack damage. Any subsequent attacks you won't be able to use a sneak attack damage with.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna roll again to hit. And that probably don't hit.
It does not.
And then I still got my bonus action, correct? Yes.
Yes. If you use the... Did you use the Nick Mastery? So you're using a short sword, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the Nick Mastery that combines the... Do you have 2 attacks by chance? It's the Nick that combines the 2 light into 1. Otherwise, it's action bonus action.
Right, and that's what I was using. That's what I usually use.
Okay, so if you use your dagger, you can combine the second attack into the first. Otherwise,
I'll just leave it as is and just make my second attack as my bonus action, and I'll stay put.
okay.
So that'll end my turn then.
Then we go to Nyx. Nyx, the sound of stone hitting the ground, moans of undead, and the flash of Nexor's magic missile have zoomed by. What do you do?
Can I see anything from where I'm at?
From your vantage point, it's not great. You might, let's say you have somewhat of a line of sight on A, the one that they've been attacking. You can't see any of the others.
Let me do Witch's Bolt at first level
Okay, go
on
ahead.
A.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. You hold out your hand, it connects. The lightning jumps past Echo. Like in my mind, it encircles her, reconnects her on the other side, and smacks into this guardian.
It's like bypasses her.
On.
Echo's just like, ooh. What?
Spirit freezes out a little bit. Just
How much damage are we doing? 5 damage. And so not a ton of damage, but it is now connected. And you know that you can surge it as a bonus action to cause a d12 worth of damage in subsequent rounds. You are, of course, concentrating to hold it. Nyx, do you move at all?
No, I think she'll stay where she's at.
Okay, and do you say anything to Echo as your lightning like zaps around her?
Sorry, Echo.
Watch out.
all good. You missed her.
And Echo, it is your turn.
All right. We are going to. I'm going to step in here. Actually, I'm not going to go. Hold on. Can't see my screen.
Right. Put down the collateral damage first.
All right. Do any of the other three that I can see look like they're about to move?
It looks you can assume that they will all move as
Okay.
soon as they are able.
Okay, that was my assumption. I am going to use. Where'd it go? It's one of my feats. Yes, I can do that. I'm going to quicken Guiding Bolt. Bill, honey, I love you, but you gotta get down.
We love you too, Kitty.
I lost my character sheet. Hold, please. Okay, yes, I'm gonna quicken Guiding Bolt. And I'm gonna throw that at the one near Tobin and Shroud.
All right, A.
So I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt, starting off strong with an 11.
It
Alright.
circles around the sarcophagi, but not the Crypt Guardian.
That makes sense. Okay. And then I'm gonna go up to B, and I'm gonna swing on it with the Sunblade.
The blade of radiant energy handed down in your family bursts out. Swing, please.
Better. 21.
That hits.
That is 3 plus. I get a D8 for Divine Strike, which is another 3, so a total of 9.
And the Sunblade has a property against undead that allows it to have additional damage. Did you roll? Did you roll a D8? for the Sunblade?
Oh, I didn't for the Sunblade, no. So I get another D8.
Yes, the Sunblade has extra damage, I believe, against these
It
monstrosities.
does. So 17. Total.
All right. The radiant energy seems to fester in its wounds, and it just lingers there.
We like that.
And their turn. Let's start with A. Tobin, it's going to attack you. And first and foremost, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, a wisdom
Powered
saving
it.
throw. Oh god. It wasn't that one.
I should do this. Are you able to be frightened?
Let me see on that real quickly. You know what? I'm gonna use my Mage Slayer feat and just go ahead and say I passed it. How's that?
Okay. Well, first, it might. If you want to see if you're able to be frightened first, that's fine.
Okay.
But
Actually, yeah. Let me see. There's like, where would I find that at?
Ain't it at the top under heroic inspiration?
Under
Defenses.
That's right. Defenses. No, nothing against right.
all right. If you have something that lets you choose to succeed, that's fine. You are not frightened of this thing, at least not yet. But it has a look in its eyes that suggests that maybe you should be, as it tries to hit against you. With disadvantage, of course. Which was good, because a 9 won't hit. And does that last for one attack or an entire turn?
It does its next attack.
Its next attack, so this one will not be with disadvantage against you. I don't think a 13 hits.
No.
It does not move. B, Echo, you are good at wisdom saving throws. So
Well,
let's go. Well, let's see what we can get. One wisdom save, please.
Is she though?
The answer might surprise you.
Inspiration. Yeah.
Oh wait, you get
The 26 succeeds.
+3 on it. Yeah, she does.
why do I get +3?
My aura, you're within 10 feet of me, and you
Okay.
get plus saves.
Gotcha.
Echo, it will attack you normally, though. 21 to hit.
Nope.
And it slams itself against you. Take 9 points of necrotic damage. It follows up with the second hit as it throws its arm at you, which will miss with the 12. Let's just put these things down in their circles. And the other ones from behind start to move forward. Tobin, this one. Tobin, please make a wisdom saving throw real quick.
Let's see how we do on this one. 23.
You are not afraid, but you are under attack. For a 24 to hit,
That'll hit.
and you will take 13 points of necrotic damage, and it throws its arm at you a second time for a miss of
necrotic?
12. It is necrotic, yes.
Woohoo! I have resistance to that. So is that half?
Yes, cut it in half, so if it's 13, drop it down to 6.
Wee-hee.
And Echo, you're good at wisdom saves. Please go ahead and make a wisdom save.
That seems fair. How about a 21?
That will succeed. And it glares at you, and it reaches for your back, 16, I don't think that hits. So it misses once. And it misses twice. But this thing is trying to hit against you. And it's just dwarven size. So it's really trying to hit against your hips or your legs. They look deadly though, if left on their own devices. Tobin. You are surrounded.
Yes, I am. What do I have against this? Right. Yep. My Alright, I'm going to cast Compelled Duel on Crypt Guardians D.
Okay, that is a good spell. Is that a charisma save?
It is a Wisdom 14.
Wisdom. Alright, these things are pretty good at saves.
Oh, that helps.
22.
Oh, thanks for making me blow one of my smite slots, you dick. Alright, I'm gonna take my preparations out on A.
It looks at you and just gives you like this little hand motion, arm motion.
It's got a stumpy finger.
Alright.
You dwarf.
Alright, so 27 to hit on A for attack 1.
Yeah, that will hit.
And 10 points of slashing damage.
And 10 points of slashing. The stupid thing has stopped updating again. Alright, you said 10 points of slashing on A?
Yep.
Alright, and that's regular, correct?
Yeah, just regular slashing damage. And he is sapped from the longsword attack.
Okay, he is now sapped. You see him slow down. You see that the parts of him that would be bloodied, those dried out bits, are starting to just hit the ground as chunks.
And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to swing at Crypt Guardian D. Guessing a 13 probably doesn't hit.
Actually, a 13 does. They're not the hardest to hit.
Alright. Woohoo, 13 points of slashing damage, and he is sapped also.
Alright, he is now also sapped. You swing around, you are whirling around, making attacks wherever you can. And Nexor, he looks like a real rabbit. He's just like hopping, swinging.
Boing.
Think like Yoda. Think Yoda from like Attack of the Clones.
Who's the folks?
Alright, Nexor, it is on you. What would you like to do?
Only A and B have taken damage, correct?
D just, you saw Tobin whirl around and hit D, spinning his sword as he did. So A, B, and D have all taken damage.
But only A looks relatively like
A has
worked
taken
off.
A has taken a significant amount of damage.
Right. And B is not yet bloodied.
No, it has taken a few hits. Your magic missiles 1, and Echo's Sunblade 2. It doesn't really look that badly injured yet. These things look hardy for undead dwarves.
We're gonna fix that. We're gonna cast Magic Missile again, but we're gonna cast it at level 3.
Okay.
So, first one, deals 2. Second deals 3. Third deals 5. Fourth deals 3 again, and the fifth deals 5. And
So-
yeah, that's all I get. 5. So
It,
5, 10, 16, 18.
they all hit in. They all find their special little spaces, and you can see chunks of undead flesh pucker and suck in as they get hit. It doesn't look bloody though.
Still B? Oh
Wait.
my gosh.
Which one did you hit?
B with
Okay.
all 5 hearts.
A does look pretty bad. B looks hurt, but not nearly where A is. And it looks like A could take a good amount of damage still.
Alright,
Okay.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, you know what? I still have all of them. My health, I can stay where I'm at. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tactically retreat behind Nyx.
Nick, he slides behind you in a big nope motion.
Are you
For
trying to
roleplay's sake,
out?
or just for flavor, like I'm tactically retreating behind you, and you see Nexor, he starts focusing and doing like hand motions, and he begins a chant in Dwarvish.
Nix, you are no longer the back line. You are the middle line.
Sorry, this is just for now.
Shroud, you're next to go.
Okay. I would like to use my bonus action to take steady aim.
Okay.
And then I am going to attack A with my short sword. And that's a 16 to hit.
The 16 will hit. Steady aim is good because the 3 would not.
And then I'll roll my damage. And that's a 4.
You do solidly connect.
And then I would like to, because I can use the Nick property, because
You can use the Nick property to combine your second attack if you use the dagger, yes.
yes, and I am going to throw my dagger at D. And I also get advantage on that. That's a 14.
Which is enough. You do find purchase in this Crypt Guardian.
And then I'm going to add my sneak attack damage on that dagger throw.
All right, go ahead and roll your regular damage for the throw, and then roll a sneak attack.
Be at 5 and 14, so 19.
So it lands center mass, and the dagger is just sticking there.
And that will end my turn.
And Nyx, as said, you are no longer the back line. Nexer has shifted behind you. In my mind, there's almost like this little playful bump, but I don't know if Nexer would actually do that. Like bump you to slide you forward just a bit. I don't know. Maybe not.
Probably not. Nexor would not dare put hands on any of the women in this group lest he face some serious repercussions.
There could be serious repercussions
Yeah,
for
it's-
such behavior.
All I know is Nyx has draconic
Kinda like
blood.
his
I don't wanna
house.
fuck with that.
Nyx, what would you do?
I'm not gonna move forward. I still like where I'm at.
And you are still connected with your Witch Bolt to A. You can use a bonus action to send damage down that line.
Okay. Which she will do.
Okay, that's 1d12, and you will still have your action available to you.
Which one was D12 again?
The D12 is second one from the top on your custom sheet.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good. And you can still take an action.
He will firebolt at A.
All right, firebolt's good. Make A an attack roll. Natural one misses. So you go to shoot it and it just evaporates in your hand, which hasn't happened in a long time. Performance anxiety is
know.
something. It has been a long time since you've not won it on like a firebolt. You've been connecting very good.
I know. Disappointing roll.
That's all right. Do you move at all, or do you just kind of stay where you're at?
She's gonna send Nexor a big nope. I'm not moving.
It's like a fight for the back line now. And
Stay where you at.
Echo, as they fight for the back line, you are very much on the front line. Sunblade in hand, radiating hum of its divine energy ever present. What do you do?
So I'm gonna swing on B again with the Sunblade. What am I doing? Here we go. With a natural 20.
That is the best hit.
Yeah.
And this is all dice rolled in this game, right?
You double all dice rolled, so when you click crit, it will roll all of your dice twice. Then you would roll 2d8 for the bonus damage. You would roll any die that you would roll for damage on top of that, and we add the modifiers only once. So this will be a hefty hit.
Yeah. Because I actually, okay, yeah. Woohoo!
Never mind.
So 7 starts that, but I get 2d8
Yep.
for the Sunblade and 2d8 for my Divine Strike.
Yep. So roll all dice twice.
So this will be. Do you want me to double it or just roll each d8 twice?
You could, if they're all d8. What is it, like 4d8?
Yeah, it would be a total of 4d8,
You could-
but it's actually 1d8 for the blade and 1d8 for Divine Strike.
You could just roll 4d8, combine them all.
Okay. That seems more fun. Let's do that.
I mean, it's the more dice, the funner it is.
Yeah. So another 17.
Okay, so this thing does look bloodied. The divine energy rips through it, and the divine energy was sparking before. As it connects to it, that expanse gets bigger, and every place that the Sunblade touches is trying to repel the necrotic tissue away and trying to keep it in that undead stasis instead of allowing it to become whatever it wants to become. Echo, would you like to do anything else?
So on the backswing, she's gonna throw out her other hand, and I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon on. Let's see if I can get the ping to work today. I'm gonna put it right here next to me.
What's the cat's
And
name?
that-
The cat's name is Billy?
Bill. And she is wonderful.
Bill's magic sword.
Yes, Bill's magic sword. That's perfect. Now she can always be with me. Yeah, I'm gonna swing Bill's sword at C.
Okay.
Oof, for 15.
Is good enough to hit. These things, as I said, aren't tremendously difficult to hit.
Okay, for 11 damage.
Is it force damage or radiant? Do you know?
It's force damage.
Okay, that's what I thought. And Echo, do you want to run away from these things, giving them an opportunity attack?
Nope.
Why
I'm gonna
not?
stay right where I am.
It becomes their turn. So
Bring it.
Doesn't help.
the energy in B, this divine energy is pushing those wounds from closing. Crypt Guardian D, its body starts to heal when you hear the clank of that dagger hits the ground. As you can see its wounds healing. You see A's wounds healing, who is no longer inflicted by radiant energy from the last round. And C as well, where that blade hit, it begins to close. And we're going to start at the top with A. Let me make sure that if you succeed, it doesn't prevent you from being frightened. Nope, it doesn't say after you succeed, you can't be frightened. So, Tobin, 1 save to prevent frightening, please. Wisdom save specifically.
26.
You are not frightened, but you are targeted as it throws its arm up at disadvantage, which will miss with a 10. The second attack will not be at disadvantage and miss with a nat 1.
Ooh. Stumbles forward, hits Crypt Guardian D, they both take each other out.
But they'd have to like stumble through you to get there.
I'm short.
That is true. You are the shorter version of a Tobin. Echo, can you make a wisdom save? As B glares deadly daggers at you.
15?
+3.
Is just enough.
18.
Is more than enough. You are not frightened, but it will attempt to hit you. Misses the first one as its arm hits nothing but air. And the left arm follows up for a 22 to hit.
Yep.
The left arm grabs yours and pulls for 8 necrotic damage. Please make a Constitution saving throw to maintain Bill's magic sword.
You're resistant to necrotic damage also, so take half.
5. Darn it.
So
I don't think I have advantage on that on this one. Yeah, I think it's a 5.
all right, Bill's magic sword. Buff and Tobin, did you say does your emanation grant resistance?
It does to necrotic. Well, let me. I want to say psychic, necrotic, and radiant. Let me double check that. Yep, if you're within the aura of protection, then you have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage.
So you would take 4 damage instead of 8. And B is done, but he has hit you enough to break your concentration. Echo, 1 vengeful glare against you for a wisdom saving throw, and add 3 onto whatever you get.
$25.
25 will do, which is enough to keep him from making you flee afraid. Not enough to prevent him from hitting you. 14 is. And the second attack roll is a 25. You will take half of 10, so 5 necrotic damage. And Shroud, the last Crypt Guardian steps towards you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. You are frightened. So
Can I use my inspiration to re-roll that?
you may. You are still frightened. So
+3, 16.
that will succeed. Between the heroic inspiration, between the
Good job.
heroic
Yes.
nature of this and the power of this Fortuna inspired paladin, may the grace of Tobin wash over you. You are not afraid. You are
Tobin's lucky we're coming
however targeted.
Okay.
12 will most likely miss.
Yeah, it does.
The power of Tobin again with the disadvantage it hit on this thing saved the day. The last one will hit with a 23.
And I am going to use my uncanny dodge.
All right, let's see how much you get to take off. So it'll go like this. 12, you'll dodge that down to 6, which will go down to 3 because the power of this magical rabbit
Lucky
blows
rabbit.
through you.
Yay.
So that reduces down to 3 points of necrotic damage. But you can see your dagger lying behind it on the ground. The area that you hit has closed.
Okay. Question. Did we have 11 temp HP?
Yes.
At the start of this,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Also a gift of the great Fortuna, his lord and majesty, Tobin.
My father provides.
And speaking of Tobin, it is your turn. The 19th.
I'm gonna do what I should have done and just cast Divine Favor on myself. So I don't know why I just rolled that. I'm pretty sure I need to do attack to roll it, but whatever. All my attacks now do 1d4 for radiant damage. So I'm gonna attack A. Or 26.
That hits.
That hits.
Okay, so
8 slashing damage.
do you want to keep that 3 that you had before? Or do you want to re-roll and try to get
Sure.
a 4?
No one did the 3. I'm just my dice roll said that like one of those was never mind.
Okay, you said that's radiant.
Alright, so yeah. Yes.
Okay, you see where your sword hits that the radiant energy sparks there too. It looks like it's going to prevent whatever wounds you're creating from closing up.
Alright. And when it healed, like how much did it look like it healed? Like a significant amount or just like enough to keep it going?
Phew. It looks like it will close a steady amount. Maybe not necessarily as much damage as everybody's doing to it per turn, but enough to stay on its feet for an extended period of time, unless it's prevented from healing. And it is vexed.
18.
Okay, is that to A or D?
That's right. That was my tactic, was to do both. I'm gonna do D.
Okay.
– 11 points slashing plus 2 points of radiant damage.
And you see that radiant energy spark in the same way in D. You slash through his arm, his clothing becomes more tattered than it is, and radiant energy fills that slot. Would you like to take a step back and give me an opportunity attack?
Would I?
I know the answer is probably no, but if you don't ask, how can you ever get anybody to say yes?
He's waiting for one of us to
and-
rip up, y'all. This guy's underselling.
I know. and use that sap. And use that sap at disadvantage? No, Shroud might need that.
All right, Tobin, I'm assuming you're
I
good.
I will stay out. I will after attacking both, I will yell out to the whole party, try to focus fire. As I like kind of point my sword to both of the ones I just attacked.
All right, Nexer, do you focus fire?
No. I shoot past Nyx again, and I see that our resident cleric is surrounded, and I finish my incantation. Boom shakalaka, mama said knock you out. Boom, and I summon an aberrant spirit.
Okay. What aberrant spirit do you summon?
I summon the Slod spirit.
Alright. What spell is this, real quick?
You mean like what level?
No, just what spell? Aberrant spirit?
I'm an aberration.
I'm trying to find it so I can read it. You said what do you summon?
The Slod stat. However you pronounce it, Slod.
Alright. Alright, so I don't have to find it. Do you mind reading it to me real quick? Just so I know what it does.
You call forth an aberrant spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the aberrant spirit stack block. When you cast the spell, choose Beholderkin, Mind Flayer, or Slod. Creature resembles an aberration of that kind, which determines certain details in its stat block. Creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points, or when the spell ends. Creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, it shares your initiative count but takes its turn after yours. It obeys your verbal commands, no action required. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. And then the actual stat blocks afterward.
It's probably
Which,
too big.
luckily on D&D, they're actually like clickable. You can just click them off of the spell sheet and it'll register.
Really?
Yeah. I'll send a pic real quick. Like, they're functioning
Okay.
buttons.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's
Everything-
really supposed to be the
Everything
big
beyond
one.
screws up, they do get something right.
There it is. I just sent it.
Oh wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's not like I have to like have a whole separate sheet or even worry about having the DM have it because it's right there. I can just click it and it sends. Woo! That's bigger than I was expecting.
For some reason, I don't think I picked the right icon.
I think it's
It
the right
looks
icon.
like a slot, but it's not meant to be large. It's medium.
No, it takes up 15 by 15 squares.
Does it?
No.
I was gonna say I didn't see that part in the spell. It says medium. What the hell are you talking about? Where'd you see-
Gargantuan. It's gargantuan.
Right. Maybe at night.
There's a book of Rule of Cool. It says whenever you summon, there's a chance you get a bigger one, a greater one. It's a dire slot.
I'll roll that die.
Puts a D100 die.
That's for kicks. 16.
All right. Does it get to go right away?
It shares my initiative, and it goes right after my turn.
All right. Do you do anything else on your turn first?
I move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll move here 30 feet to maintain eye contact.
It is always good to maintain eye contact with your slot. Okay.
And I think that'll be my turn. So now my slod spirit will go, and it will use its 2 claw attacks on, I believe it's at C already. So the first one is going to be a D10 plus 3. So that'll be 5. And then the second one will deal... Ugh, horrible rolls. 4. So 9 slashing damage.
Okay, so it takes 9.
And... Oh, plus the spell's level. Sorry. So each one is plus 4.
Alright, so it's an additional 8.
And a target can't regain hit points until the start of the spirit's next turn.
Okay. Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad at all.
Alright, and that's my turn. Yep, that's my full turn.
Alright, so it tears into this thing's back.
Nice.
Claw marks very visible.
Oh, no, man.
Shroud, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I am going to take my short sword and attack D. And go again. No, that's only okay. Oof. That does not hit, does it?
12 does not. These things aren't hard to hit, but they aren't that easy.
Okay. And then I'll take another attack with the short sword.
Okay, D as well.
Yes. Oh, come on.
2 swings and 2 misses. You are pinned in a corner. I imagine it could become quite hard to maneuver in that space.
So that would have been my bonus action since it didn't have the nick property.
2 short sword attacks would be that, yes.
Okay, so... And I can't move without... Okay, that will end my turn. I had something planned, but it didn't work out, so...
Even the best of plans. Nix, you are...
Can I interject here real quick before the next person goes?
Yeah, what's up?
I totally goofed my last turn. I didn't roll either attack roll for the slot. Do you want me to go back and do that real quick?
I thought that was the custom roll that we were doing, actually.
Those were the damage rolls, not the attacks.
I saw the... I know I missed something while I was reading it. I thought the custom roll 16 was the attack, or at least one of the attacks.
That was the D100. That was just for kicks.
Oh. Yeah, let's keep the damage on. Let's not let these things heal any more than necessary.
I just wanted to be fair, but I'm not gonna, push that envelope anymore when you say that.
Yeah.
I got a question too.
Yeah.
So what does fear entail since I'm feared? Or
yeah, you saved against the frightened condition because of Tobin's emanations.
Yeah, I did.
But should you be frightened, you experience the following: ability and attacks affected. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within your line of sight, and you can't willingly move closer to the source of fear.
Okay, cool.
You are not currently frightened, though, thankfully.
Awesome. Thanks, Tobin.
You're welcome.
We will all be converted by the end of this.
You got it, buddy.
The Cult of the
That's
Rabbit's
right.
Foot. Nix, would you like to join the
You
Cult
said
of the
cold,
Rabbit's
you said cold, not me.
Cult
He's
of
just
Thinking more like the
all.
the sanctified order of the hair.
there is a group of goblins, of Psy goblins, currently wandering around Phandalin countryside. that are looking for a new vision. The Cult of the Shiny can only take them so far.
You know, I've heard a rumor that there was a gang of
better name for you real
portals
quick.
too. They're looking for a very particular family of hares.
Nix, would you like to make some damage?
Sure. I would like to roll as my action a lightning bolt to D and A.
Okay, yeah. Dex saves, yes?
Hold on, let me get to it. Where are you? Yes.
Alright, 2 Dex saves. You get that straight line shot. Let's do A and then D. And Dex save is not one of the ones that they have really good rolls on. So A misses, and D also misses. How much damage are we doing?
Go.
Okay. I roll damage.
Yep, they're gonna take full damage, each of them.
Ooh.
You see the first one attacked, the one still pinned in the sarcophagi, just collapse.
Mm.
It falls back into its coffin and remains where it always should have been. And D looks badly hurt, but honestly not quite bloodied after that hit. It is still sparking now with radiant energy and your magical energy. Nyx, would you like to do anything else? You also feel your witch bolt sever, as the one it was connected to is now no longer undead, just dead. Would you like to move or use a bonus action?
I don't think I have a bonus action.
Alright, so would you like to move?
No, I think she'll stay where she is at.
And Echo, would you like to stay where you're at?
You know, I think I will.
Who are we attacking?
I'm gonna attack B again with the Sunblade first.
Alright, this is a good time for another crit.
Almost.
19,
that is
19 hits.
4, and then I get... So 6 of that is radiant, and 7 of that is force damage.
And the radiant is enough to keep its healing properties down. Would you like to do any other magical bits?
Yeah. Why not? I'm gonna cast... Yeah, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon again.
We get to bring back Bill's magic sword.
Same spot.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's pretty.
That's a new icon for the 2024 version.
That's so fancy looking. I love it.
Yes, we get excited over new tokens.
We do.
are nerds.
It's very easy to scroll through. A part of 2024's best qualities is the art.
Yeah, they did do a good job with
The art
artwork,
is
even for
fantastic.
like simple shit. Yeah, I agree.
I
I need
appreciate the
all
art.
skins. Damn, Echo, get it.
21 hits. We're aiming at C, correct?
Correct.
How much force damage we taking?
8.
So this paw appears and guides the weapon and swings down on C into his shoulder. Bill now has his own weapon in game.
Yeah.
Echo, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
So A's down. B, C, and D have all received the kinds of damage that won't permit healing. So no wounds heal up. But they do continue to attack. Echo, B will do a vengeful glare at you, requiring 1 saving throw.
Okay. 26.
You are quite safe from that. And the attack towards you for a 21 to hit. Please take 12 points of damage. You feel a divine essence from the Feywild wisp away part of that attack and take actually 6.
Is that something that I can counterspell or no? Is that a spell? Or
it is not a
attack?
spell.
Dang.
Do 1 Constitution saving throw.
15.
Is enough. And the second attack on you, Echo. 26. Which is 15 points of necrotic damage. Also wisp away, wafting half of it away in Tobin's magical essence for 14 and 1 Constitution saving throw.
So that's 7 damage, right?
Correct.
Round down? Okay. And another wisdom save?
Another wisdom save.
Woof. 14.
Is enough. They don't do high enough damage output to really put it too far beyond 10. Crypt Guardian B stays in place. C, Nexor, can you please make a wisdom saving throw as it looks past this monster to you?
Oh, I need to make one, not the slot.
Nope, it is looking at you. It is looking beyond your creature.
Heroic. Okay.
You are frightened.
So that means on my turn I have to move as far away as possible?
Well, so your attack rolls are affected. So the way that it reads, it doesn't say you have to move away from the source of your fear. It says you can't willingly move closer to the source of your fear.
Okay.
Oh.
You have, okay.
So you can move around it.
You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight.
Yes.
Okay.
So what it does next, it knows that you are under its vengeful glare. Its hand goes up to you, and it points its finger to you. And you feel your body stiffen, and you become paralyzed. As such, you have the incapacitated condition. Your speed is moved to 0. Saving throws automatically fail strength and dexterity. Your attack rolls against you have advantage. And any attack rolls that hits you is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of you. Your summoned creature, as this thing vows revenge against you, you lose concentration on him.
Do I really?
You are incapacitated.
Wow.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man. Oh shit. Okay. Is it too late to use heroic inspiration?
It is too late to use her. I was waiting to see if you would. It is too late because it has taken its bonus. It
would
has
be nothing, but now the incapacitated on top of it is much worse.
it has a bonus action that it can take called Vow of Revenge, so it already went past its action. It's the vow on top of the glare that grants the paralyzed condition.
You son of a bitch.
But Echo will get to take attack of opportunity as it steps towards you. Echo, would you
So
like
the real magic sword.
Echo, would you like any opportunity attacks?
Yeah, I'll take one.
All right. And
Ow.
it is with the
This one too,
Sunblade,
right?
so the Sunblade will, if you hit, you'll also have the bonus damage from the Sunblade.
Nope.
The 11 doesn't hit.
I'm so shocked by what just happened.
It is
So
shocking.
angry.
The first time ever, I think we see Nexer freeze up for unknown reasons. Does the magic? I don't know if the magic sword gets its own. Does it get its own turn?
No, it just goes. It's my bonus action.
Yeah,
The spiritual weapon.
it's not a creature unto itself, so it doesn't get. So Crypt Guardian steps away. Echo frantically swings at it next to her to try to save you. This thing has vowed revenge against you for entering into its tomb and causing such magical mischief. And it will... $20 to hit, which is an automatic critical hit with the condition.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are more than 10 feet away from Tobin, so his ability will not protect you.
So is that 32? Or
Nope, it's already rolled at crit, so it's 16, and it has one more attack.
Okay, I hear you know a good cleric.
We might need the cleric after this. That will be another crit under the paralyzed condition. And you feel the creeping death of the necrotic damage roll. And take an additional 17 points. D will continue to aim at Shroud. Shroud, may I have one Vengeful Glare saving throw. Wisdom save DC 15. Add 3 to whatever you roll.
Okay, I'm here, baby.
There it is.
With Tobin's help, you manage to get past this thing's glare, and it will still try to hit you with its fist at disadvantage from Tobin's mastery, which fails no matter how you cut it. The second one, after it shakes off the first hit, will try to hit you in the head at a regular roll. 20 to hit. And Shroud, I'm assuming you're going to want to uncanny dodge this.
I am.
So, starts at 16, goes to 8, goes to 4 after all the effects are put together. So, take 4 points of damage. And Tobin, this scene is unfurling around you. You clearly see Nexor freeze and this Crypt Guardian attacking him. Echo has got B well underhand at this point, very nearly out, and D is slowly hitting away at Shroud. What do you do?
I'm gonna swing on D.
Okay.
So 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Yep. What does it come up? The rolls come up 11 on my character sheet.
So
fucking weird.
they usually rolls 2 for some reason. Rolls, if you have a versatile weapon, it'll roll the single and two-handed damage. And
Oh, God, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
yeah, we assume that we're taking the single-handed damage unless you state otherwise. If you do the two-handed damage, you can't benefit from the use of a shield until your next turn.
Gotcha. All right, so that's 9 points of slashing damage, 2 points of radiant damage,
And that
and
2
D
points
is sapped again.
2 points is enough. Your divine energy sparks in him. Just take the dead one and hide him. And what else do you do?
I am going to look to Shroud and say, I'll be back to help. And I'm going to use my rabbit as a bonus action. I'm going to use my rabbit hop feature so I can jump 15 feet without provoking an opportunity attack.
Okay.
And 1, 2.
I would say, go help Nexor.
Don't worry, you guys. I got a plan.
I love our plans. Our plans always work well.
I got a plan too.
And now I'm going to hit swing on one down.
That hits.
All right. So 9 points of slashing damage and another 2 points of radiant damage.
All right, radiant energy sparks around it again. Its familiar effect now preventing the wounds from closing. It doesn't have any effect on Nexor, as this thing is not a concentration-based thing, but you can see that you are getting to it.
All right. He is sapped also, so he has disadvantage on his next attack. And as I hit him, I go, "You will feel the wrath of the Epic Order of the Lepus."
Epic Order of the what?
Esoteric Order of the Lepus.
A lepus?
Lepus is Lepus, Leus. It's Latin for hair.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay. Praise be to the hair.
Praise be to the hair.
Praise be to the hair. Nexor, so
You bastard.
you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn. So go ahead and make a saving throw and see if you come to.
Wisdom?
Wisdom save DC 15.
Come on. Oh, dirty 20. There we go.
You are awakened from your fright and your paralyzation. This Crypt Guardian is right at you, though. And that's going to be your turn. Shroud.
I can't move.
It happens at the end of your turn, yeah.
Okay.
But you are no longer in that horrible condition that you were in.
Can I do it? No, never mind.
You can say
Wrong
something.
character.
You can
No,
say
I was gonna roll intimidation, but I was thinking of a different character.
you are not Grum.
Yeah, no. Oops.
Characters here.
Shroud, what would you like to do?
So how does D look?
Undead. It looks bloodied up. You know these things at this point can take a good bit of punishment. So even bloodied, it can probably still last for a few more rounds.
Okay, I am going to take steady aim. And then I am going to attack with my short sword.
Okay.
Get him.
20
That's
hits.
dirty 20.
That hits.
And then I am going to roll for 7. And then I am going to do sneak attack trip, which
Okay, I
I
love the new
will-
features like that.
I will only be able to roll 3d6s, correct? If I'm reading that correctly.
It will take one of your. It will take, I believe, one of your sneak attack damages and redirect it towards that. Yes.
The trip. Okay.
All right. Now, and I'm not sure. Does he have to save, or does it automatically take effect?
Sneak
DC
attack trip.
14 Dex save.
Correct.
All right. So let's throw his Dex save.
Hang on.
Which he fails, so he is going to be prone.
Okay. And then
Little dwarf body hits with a thud on the ground.
I roll my 3d6s, correct?
Roll 3d6s for the sneak attack because you had advantage, yes?
9.
Alright, 9 points of damage.
And then I want to take my dagger and use my nick property and stab him.
I'm good with that. Do so with advantage since he's prone.
I was hoping you would say that. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Roll crit damage.
Crit damage. Okay. Did that roll?
Yeah.
Roll.
It did. Daggers don't do too much damage to begin with,
Right.
but so just like in one motion, imagine this. Okay, you sweep in with the sword, other hand comes away, takes out its knees, it's hit the ground. As it's falling, you twirl out your dagger and stab it dead in the chest. Not dead, but because it's still undead, and pull it out. The streak of gore is there as it hits the ground hard with a thud, and you are standing over top of it looking down.
But it's still alive.
It is still unalive, yes.
This is confusing.
Dead or dead?
Nyx, unless Shroud, do you want to move or anything?
No, I think I'll stay put to watch over this guy.
Nyx, the only one that is currently in your line of sight is on the ground.
Okay. And which one looks more bloodied out of...
I'm going to say if you come into the... If you move here, you'll have line of sight on all of the ones that are still alive. Right now, you only have line of sight on this one, so you really can't estimate.
Okay.
The one that he just hit looks bad, though. It doesn't look like it could necessarily be taken out in one hit, but it does look bad.
And it's prone.
Which actually might be a disadvantage to Nyx, because ranged spells and ranged weapons to a prone target are disadvantage. Prone targets are harder to hit.
Oh, I did not know that.
But if you move up to him and then move away, he won't be able to get an opportunity attack.
He still can. It'll just be a disadvantage. Really? Yeah, it'll just be a disadvantage because he's prone.
Right at your ankles, yeah.
It can still like reach and kick. Prone targets still have their reactions. Now, if she walked up to it and used a melee or a touch spell, that would be at advantage.
Right.
Does it have any metal on it?
You get double advantage. I know what you're thinking about.
Oh yeah.
I
Only touch thing that deals with metal aside from heat metal.
let me. I don't think these things are said to have any metal on them.
Oh,
They're
It
dwarf. They should.
Well, they're sarcophagi dwarves. They're really Crypt Guardians more than anything. They're not fully armored dwarves. Which is why they've been so partially so easy to hit, is because they're not really armored. If you walk up to it and if you want to do a shocking grasp on it, you'd have advantage because it was on the ground. And shocking grasp.
That's what I was thinking.
I had a feeling with the question of metal. So you would still get advantage. If it hits, it can't take reactions as a part of shocking grasp effects. If it misses, it can. The question is, How do you feel about your luck?
No, my dice haven't been rolling that great today.
Well, I thought we were praying to our Jesus here.
We've been doing okay. Especially Echo, oh my god.
Yeah, Echo's been killing it.
Nexer's been the
Yeah.
only one that
Yeah.
had a little bit of bad luck so far. And even that, honestly, has not been too bad. It got shaken off the next roll.
Yeah, and I got self-healing, so I can survive a little bit.
This party is well equipped to take out undead. With a cleric with a sunblade, and a paladin, and casters with decently magical weapons and spells. And Shroud has just been stabby all over the place.
And I can dodge.
Yeah, uncanny dodge is a great reaction. Never underestimate it.
I
You might
agree.
not hit hard, but you survive long enough to deal enough damage over time.
I mean, that first hit was pretty hard that I did tonight, so.
Hell yeah, dude. As an assassin, yeah, dude. That first attack is always a cannon.
Oh yeah, I love Assassinate as a feature. If you roll higher than them, that first round is great.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yes.
Nyx, what would you like to do? What is your path of action?
I think you should gain at least a line of sight on the battlefield. That way you can see the other two and figure out
About,
what
like, right
who you
here?
want to attack better.
So to give you an idea of the order of they look, Revenant B, sorry, they are Revenants. That's their stat block. Crypt Guardian B looks decently hurt. It's almost a guarantee that between Echo and Bill's magic weapon, which has a little cat paw wrapped around the hilt, will probably take out B without any issue. D is decently hurt. It'll probably go another round or two before it's out. C is the strongest by far. It hasn't been bloodied up yet like the others. You do see D like reaching a hand out towards your boot as you step there though. If you step away, it will reach out and try to grab you.
I think I'll throw a lightning bolt at D.
Alright, a lightning bolt. The third level spell lightning bolt.
Mhm.
Do you have any lightning bolt? Do you have any third level spell slots left?
Lightning bolt is it is third level.
You could. I just updated your thing. Okay, it looks like you've used 1/3 level, 1/4 level. You can lightning bolt it if you want, and you can angle it at a way that doesn't hit Shroud. It's on the ground, so I'd give it dex save disadvantage. So you could do that if you want.
Okay, I'll cast a lightning bolt.
Alright, D will make a dex save at disadvantage as it is flailing on the ground. 13 doesn't meet your DC, so it fails. So go ahead and roll lightning bolt damage as you pile drive this lightning bolt down at an angle into its chest.
Just saying, lightning does
Oh,
seek out below the ground, so.
It is not dead, but it looks like it soon could be. Echo or Nyx, do you do anything else? Do you move? Do you stay put?
Bonus action Misty Step?
You can Misty Step as a bonus action, yes. I'm good with using more than one spell slot per level, or per round. Where would you like?
Is that a spell slot?
It is a spell slot. It's a second level spell.
Okay. Let me mark that.
So you have 30 feet to an unoccupied space.
I'm not gonna move far. She's gonna go back where she was.
Okay, just kind of like step up, slam
Hit
down
it.
a lightning bolt, poof,
And
turn
then
your
back.
head poof backwards. It does avoid an
Your hiding
opportunity
hole.
attack.
Did
It-
you really though?
It burns the spell slot, but you avoid that opportunity attack.
He should have just took the disadvantage opportunity. I won't criticize. You do you, boo.
Maybe I would also want to
That's great,
avoid
though.
getting damaged in certain situations in life. Being in a crypt with an undead reaching towards my leg might be one of those times where I'm like, nope.
That's the moment roleplay is required right there.
And 2, we don't know what's up this way. And so
I do.
I've got to stave the.
I do.
Well, you do, but we don't.
We
And so-
don't know.
Go, let me carry one of your spare crosses the rest of the way.
Echo.
All right. So she turns around and she sees Guardian C start walking off, and she misses.
She does
And-
quite badly too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was terrible. The radiant energy fills her hand around the sword, and she throws it on the ground. And I'm gonna cast Channel Divinity. Turn undead.
Okay.
And I really need this to work to be cool. Otherwise, I'm gonna be really sad. So I need you to like really suck at these saving throws.
Wisdom save?
Yeah.
Would you be mad at me if I told you they are proficient at wisdom saves?
I'd be disappointed, but not really surprised.
Okay, B first. He'll fail.
Okay.
And C will fail. We did it.
It gets D also. It's 30 feet.
Oh, I forget. The other one was even still alive. And D. The one on its back makes it.
That's fine.
I'm assuming a 17 makes it.
Yeah. Okay. So. Blah, blah, blah. They're frightened and incapacitated until they take damage. And also, because I'm a fabulous cleric, I have Seer Undead.
Okay.
So, this hits them, and it doesn't affect their condition, so it doesn't end the effect, the frightened and incapacitated. So that's 16 to each of them.
So does it also fully affect the one that's saved?
No. No, this is actually like a save or suck Channel Divinity.
Okay,
The
so
way I read it.
it doesn't affect D. Which is a shame, because D could very easily have been affected by that. And so B just locks up, looks back, and falls back. And the other one is still kicking though.
Okay.
For
that's
as
fine.
much as a paralyzed undead Crypt Guardian can be kicking. And D did fine. D's just looking around like
Okay. I'm gonna look over at Shroud and ask, do you got it?
I'm good.
Okay. Because once you hit it, it's gonna wake up. So I'm gonna
D's
step
the
over.
one that saved. C's the one that failed.
Oh, that's right. Never
D
mind. You
saved,
just go
C
do
is
that now.
locked up. D is still fine.
Never mind. Okay. So I'm gonna step up here, and then Bill is gonna fly over here. And as my oh wait, no, I lied. I'm so sorry. Bill's gonna stay up here because at I believe yeah, at second level I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Nexor.
How much is Nexer?
Good. 16.
Thank you.
Nexer, much of that damage has now been erased. Like a
I'm
bad
feeling
dream.
good. I'm feeling real good.
It is their
Dream's not over
turn.
with.
It is their turn. And let's start with C. They've each taken radiant damage in the last one. C can't do anything. So C's done. Echo, D gets up, uses half of its movement. It turns towards you. And it looks and points. I need a wisdom saving throw first. You're within
Watch
10
the
feet of
UI
Tobin.
fail. Just wait.
You're within 10 feet of Tobin, so add 3.
21.
Okay. And you save against that, but you feel that finger put something on you. And it's like you can feel a little target on your heart as the Crypt Guardian makes a vow against you.
Okay.
And it only has 15 feet. After getting up, Shroud, would you like to take an opportunity attack?
I 100% would.
Please do. See if we can put this thing out of its misery.
And save my ass later.
No. 11 does not hit. It steps out.
Oh. I clicked dagger, but it's okay.
It would still be the same modifiers, though.
Yeah.
So, Echo, it has enough movement to get to you. In its dying state, wobbling back and forth, legs quivering, it still throws its arms at you at disadvantage for first one. 17 to hit, which I believe misses.
Correct.
It is no longer affected by Tobin's sword property, so next one a straight roll. 18, which I believe hits.
Oh, actually, I don't think he can move closer to me.
He's not he saved.
Oh, that's right. Golly.
He's the
He's the
one
one that
he's the
saved.
he's
Never
the one
mind.
that saved. That's why C
Trying to
didn't do
all my
anything.
stuff.
So
Never mind. He's not incapacitated either.
you will take 8 points of necrotic, cut in half by being within range of Tobin. So 4 point. Praise the 19th.
Praise the 19th.
And
yeah, that's gonna be the new
He's the one.
thing.
Tobin's
Praise
the
the
first
19th.
is the
I need to get close
I
to
will-
Tobin so I can take another hit.
So Tobin may be a paladin of the ancients, but he crossed and scribbled over the real tenets and just put me, I.
so Tobin, what you
19.
see,
Yeah.
the one in front of you seized up, locked up, is just looking straight up, not doing anything. The one behind you very clearly got up and is attacking Echo.
Before you take your turn,
Alright.
I would ask that you allow me to back away before you hit it in character.
Nah, you don't have to worry about that. I see the one like leave Shroud and hit Echo, and so I run over. Yeah, I know this one's incapacitated, so we're gonna go. I told you I'll be back.
Hits.
22. 11 slashing, and let's roll that radiant damage. 3 radiant damage.
So you hit into its back. Its head goes back. From its eyeballs, 2 little radiant streams flick up, and it collapses.
All right. I like it when that happens.
1 remains.
And let me see. Just gonna see what bonus actions I can use right now. I'm not gonna bring this guy up so my friend doesn't get hurt.
What are you doing?
All right, think I'm just gonna stay here. I think that's really gonna go. All right, next.
All right.
Clear out here before we wake this guy up very roughly.
Next,
Oh,
or
I
would you
got
like to
something.
wake this guy up very roughly?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna move 15 feet. Let me get my ruler real quick. 5, 10, 15. I can get all the way back here. Sweet. I'm gonna move 15 feet there. And I'm gonna look at this thing with like the most furrowed brow. And I'm gonna pull out my tentacle rod. And I'm going to attack it with all 3 tentacles. So each of these is going to be +9. So that is a 15 plus 9 will hit.
We're gonna see him facepalm on Friday.
Huh?
Every time I do it, it's like I have my image in my mind of this tentacle whip just going and just slashing. That's like a ridiculous image every time I think about it. That's 2 hits.
Ironically, this Crypt Guardian looked like a Japanese anime schoolgirl.
That's 2.
So it's going to take
I don't have a counter.
3d6.
I know. You need a counter for me to keep up with.
All 3 hit.
8 psychic damage. And it needs to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Okay, so 2 things happen.
Okay, it saves.
2 things happen. So each one hits, but you don't feel that reverberation like you're used to. And then they don't stick to it. So there's a little bit of damage and no restraint.
They have psychic resistance. Okay.
Zombies don't have brains. Not useful
Really?
ones.
I should have known that.
They do if they've had a snack for the day.
Worm eating at their brain psychic resistance.
There was only 1 Crypt Guardian left, though.
Right. Don't have any other attacks for bonus action. All right, I'll use the rest of my movement and be like, "Hey, what's up, Nix?"
Nix, you are no longer the back line again.
My spot.
Hi.
My
Shroud,
spot now.
It's my spot.
you guys are fighting for like the crypt stairs. Shroud, would you like to do anything? Oh, real quick, Echo, what happens when this thing takes damage?
The effects end completely.
So those tentacle rods went 3 quick hits, little damage, effect ends.
My bad.
That's it.
And Tobin, did you hit this thing? You didn't hit this one, no. So
I did hit it. No.
It's
I
not
didn't
under the
know that.
effect. No, you chose not to because you didn't want to wake it up early. So your weapon mastery isn't in effect. The channel divinity is broken, and it is not restrained. But the group effort, I don't think this thing is going to last much longer. Shroud, would you like to contribute to the downfall of ancient dwarven zombies?
I would, so I'm gonna move down to here, and I am going to make an attack with my short sword.
Okay.
Oh my god.
8 does not hit.
Okay, I'll use my bonus action to make my second attack.
Alright,
With the
short
short
sword swings through. 24 hits.
Yep. And
Okay, a little bit of damage. You can activate your bonus damage with an ally within 5 feet.
bonus damage? Oh, the
sneak attack.
attack.
Sneak attack. Sneak
Yeah.
attack bonus damage.
Oh, I should have had advantage on that second roll anyways.
What effect?
It would have been the Vex.
Okay. You can. Oh, either way, the second one.
It hit,
It
so.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage. All right.
14.
That is decent damage. And this thing has now been bloodied up. You 1, 2, 3 real quick. Chop out parts of it. Anything else?
No.
Nyx, you are no longer the back line. Would you like to move up to the front?
Um,
Somebody casting a spell for real out there?
Um,
Is that the only one that heard that?
The echo,
No.
the echo effect on a mic. It's
Okay.
fine.
You're welcome.
There's some chanting going on. More zombies are gonna come out soon.
Yes, but all in their due time. Oh, the Crypt Guardians will start chanting one of us.
Oh no!
run!
Just so you know,
What?
the echo effect is what I'm going to call my channel divinity from now on.
Nice. Echo effect.
Yeah.
I accept.
Klaatu, Barada.
Nyx, what would you like to do?
I think she'll stay right here at this little hidey hole.
Okay.
Is there a way I can lightning bolt around Shroud and Tobin?
Not from that vantage point. You could shoot through them. That's had bad consequences in the recent past.
Yep.
That was on Framp though.
God rest
Nice.
his Tobin rest his soul.
If you
Tobin
move
rest his
to the
soul.
next square over, you should have a more direct line of sight so that you could get directly in between them better.
So there's not enough room to shoot because it's basically a 5 foot. It's like a 5 foot bolt. You wouldn't be able to shoot between them without hitting one. You could, if you could come down here and get like an angle down here, you could like aim that way. You can hit them with a spell that's not necessarily an area of effect, but something like lightning bolt that shoots straight through. It's gonna hit anything in that line path.
So you're saying if I moved right here?
If you move right there, you could reasonably like clip it here without hitting Tobin. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where she'll move.
Okay.
I'm out of my hidey hole, even though it's been working so well for me.
It has been working well. Not you are the only one that hasn't been targeted yet. All right.
No, and watch, I'm gonna get targeted now.
I don't know if this thing's gonna live long enough to target you.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know if it'll die this round. Within the next
Don't miss,
though,
right?
the
Don't miss.
You like
The
me anyway,
dex-
don't worry about it.
Technically, I
There's no
don't.
pressure.
the dex throw fails.
Okay.
So
haven't-
go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
– 29 damage is
There's
good.
that.
Is good damage. So your lightning bolt clips this way, hits him, smacks against the wall, and just the force of the hit, you can see parts of the wall explode out, and rocks hit the ground, just from the force of the hit. Would you like to do anything else?
For my bonus action, can I gain back a spell slot?
Let me see if that's an action or a. is
By converting sorcery points, you mean?
sorcery
Yep.
points to meta magic points to sorcery points.
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, if it's a bonus action, then you would be able to do it.
Okay.
So the way it works, you have to spend at least 2 for a first level slot, 3 for second, 5 for third, and 6 for fourth. I don't know how many you have.
It says currently you have 5 available, so you could get back if you sacrifice them all. You could get back a third level slot. If I'm reading the sheet correctly.
I believe that's correct, because I'm playing a sorcerer on a different campaign, and that's what I've been going by as well.
Yep, it says your current is 5. Would you like a first, second, or a third level slot back?
I get a third level spot back.
All right, mark all of your spell points off and unmark one of the third level slots. So you reach into yourself, and your sorceress energy comes from Emerald Fang. So as you reach in, you can feel this green ancient dragon pulse give you more power. And you have a third level spell slot back. Echo. You see a big lightning bolt just hit this thing and then hit the wall. What do you do?
We are going to move here, and we're going to swing with the Sunblade again. For 19.
19 hits.
That. So 9 plus 12 is 20 something.
Okay, it looks like it's on its last leg and the energy is still sparking, but it is still barely alive.
Okay, let's see what Bill can do.
The cat paw rushes forward.
Ah, that's straight out of Game of Thrones. The cat's paw dagger.
That
21?
that hits.
Magic sword is so much better though.
12.
And under the weight of your magical sword, it collapses to the ground dead. We are out of initiative order. I'm just putting that one back so don't freak out. There are 2 that are slumped out of the sarcophagi from which they came. 2 dead on the middle of the ground. Echo, it doesn't have any other effect, but you can still feel that pulse of this thing's curse. Just hanging.
It's a little concerning.
It should be.
I don't have things to deal with that right now.
It has no effect outside of it's just sitting on you, on top of the weight of this cursed tomb.
So I just kind of stand there for a minute, like kind of doing the mental inventory where you're like, okay, my head's okay, my shoulders are okay, and I'm just thinking for a second. Well, I think that went fantastically.
Good job, guys. Nexor, are you okay?
I'm gonna high five Tobin.
I'm gonna leap up so I can meet your.
Oh, that's right.
You're
You're
fine.
little.
Yes.
I'm going to go around and collect my dagger I threw.
It has been laying on the ground this whole time. You find it, look at it.
I got like 4 daggers though, so
This one has been through the heart of an undead Crypt Guardian.
I just kind of take it and I'll just kind of just wipe it off and sheath it.
Okay, so we've got a hallway to explore, according to Shroud's reports.
Yeah.
A long hallway with water at the end.
So to remind
no place for me to hide.
to remind everybody, Echo granted some of you extended dark vision out to 100 feet. Echo, do you remember who that was?
Everybody but me has the 300 feet of dark vision.
All right, and as a reminder of how dark vision works, dark vision is shades of gray. So nothing's vibrant, everything's still dark. That is, if you used an outside light source, it would still benefit you, but you are not walking around blind. Anybody who has that extended dark vision can see down to the water. The water is beyond the regular 30 or 60 feet of dark vision, so anybody who does not have that advancement just hears the splashing of the water. Anybody can see it, can see like it's just like splashing randomly.
Anybody thirsty?
I'll look at the party and say I could sneak closer to maybe discern some more stuff.
That's probably wise. I wouldn't go too far ahead, just in case something happens.
What's the worst that could happen?
So would I have seen these doorways like when I first initially saw it?
You are one of the ones that have the extended dark vision. So you would see 3 doorways lining the wall to the right before the water in front of you.
Okay. I'm actually, I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to stealth up between that first and second doorway.
Okay.
About right in the middle.
Roll one of your stealth checks, and your target roll is 30. Not for any mechanical reasons, just because I believe you can hit it. I spoke. And it didn't happen.
You jinxed
Hang on.
The DM jinx.
I do that.
Yeah.
I'm a jinx. I accept this. But
Okay.
Shroud.
That won't help, I guess.
Shroud, what you see when you start walking down the hallway, how far down the hallway do you proceed?
I think I would stop right about here.
So as you start walking down the hallway, you feel a cold chill start to rise up. Do you see a priest, a dwarven priest, very clearly in vestments that are covered in purple ichor, and he is stumble walking left and right, like he can barely maintain his feet. He looks around confused. He's got a battle axe hanging in one hand that's just dangling, and he is circling and circling and circling. He stops. He looks down the hallway in your direction, not at you, but through you. And as he does, he just vanishes.
Huh.
Spooky.
I think with seeing that, I think I would maybe reconnect with the party and let them know what I saw.
And Echo, I think you hopped away there for a second, right?
I did.
He saw a dwarven priest wandering around in bloody purple ichor, and then vanished.
Wonderful. I'm gonna get out the amulet and just like hold it.
Shroud, do you tell them anything specific about that encounter? Like, how much of it do you pass on?
I think I would pass on that I seen a figure walking down the hallway and it disappeared in front of me.
What kind of figure? They look like our friends here?
Look like a what?
The Crypt
Like our
Guardians.
friends here, and I point to the Crypt Guardians.
It did look different.
Was it spectral? Could you see through it? Or was it like a whole person that
It
just
was-
disappeared?
It was staring through my soul.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It looked like a priest. Covered in ichor.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll
heretic.
insight with and give myself guidance, even though I suck at insight.
Let's see what you get.
See, yeah, that's.
Go ahead,
Not even gonna
roll guidance.
Whatever, let's
Roll guidance. Let's see how
anyway.
much that one gets you.
Yay, I got 4 though.
So it's not for nothing because you guys do know some of the history of this place, right?
Oh, that's right. I'm a dwarf, and I have a special thing about stonework in particular too.
This isn't so much stonework, but you have encountered the history of this place through Gwyn and through your own studies and through visions that you've seen in Talhundreth above. You're not going to get too much, but what you will get is you remember that this is a battle site between mind flayers and dwarves.
Can I roll a history check to see maybe with that knowledge with the knowledge of that particular battle, perhaps with a history check, I could gain more information about particulars regarding what else we could potentially face traveling through here?
That would actually... So you can roll history to try to recall more of the history of the battle.
Okay.
If you want, religion might be a better check in general, or
I'll roll
what you
religion
face
as
here.
well. Can I give myself guidance on this one though?
Yeah, I like self-guidance. You put a hand on your own back and you like swivel, swivel, swivel.
Pat yourself on your back.
Right.
Okay. So all right, let's start with the history check. So the battle that took place between the dwarves and the mind flayers was a very long time ago. It is the battle that broke Talhundreth in the crypt of Talhund and broke the worship of Dumathoin, basically causing the collapse of this dwarven stronghold. That's the history of this place. It's very cut and dry. The mind flayers slaughtered that. With the religion check, this was one of the most sacred places to Dumathoin. And as such, the desecration of this place, the mind flayers treading on holy ground, using their energies to pervert the power that was here, would have lasting effects, and anything that was laid to rest here would not be able to rest until that wrong was corrected and the crypt cleansed.
Kill some mind flayers, folks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any way to know how to cleanse this place?
So
Like if there's a thing to be done?
So with a 29, probably the best way to think of it is the ones that are disturbed are not the attackers, unless they are somehow cursed to be stuck here too. The ones that are disturbed are the ones that seek rest here. That is, the dwarven spirits are the ones seeking the cleansing. and they're the ones that would benefit from the cleansing. And what was the other
Oh, you mean
question?
we killed the ones?
Just to restate, just to go over again, you said the disturbed are not the attackers,
Those,
but the disturbed interest.
the ones that attacked would not be the ones that felt the disruption. The ones buried here, the ones laid to rest here to find peace, the desecration would affect them and make their spirits restless. And they would be the ones that would need to have the situation remedied and put to rest. That is the stain of the Mind Flare attack, and any corruption that it caused would need to be erased in order to be put to rest.
So I would certainly relay that to the whole party, but I would mostly be aiming that knowledge in particular to Echo, since she is the resident cleric here.
So my first instinct is that we need to get rid of everything in here. And then potentially also perform some sort of ritual to actually cleanse the taint, the stain from the place, the entire place here. But at least there's probably going to be some sort of site or center of worship that is a great place to start, at least.
I think I would look over Tobin and be like, maybe no more smashing sarcophaguses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, have you ever done the undead to be the good guys?
You guys.
My hands are clean in this.
As he just waves it off.
Does anybody else want to venture down the hallway?
Are you kidding me? There's evil stuff down there.
Yes.
That's Finland with the one jar.
Right around here. Shroud got to right around there.
Yeah, Shroud went to around there. And I'm sorry, Echo, which ones did you give the advanced sight to, by the way? I can't remember.
Everybody but me has it.
Okay. So, and that's 100 feet or 300? That's 300 feet, right?
300 feet, yes.
That's not the measuring tool. So, Nexer, you can very clearly see down in shades of gray to really the rock wall of this pool.
So I would like to cast, without like wasting time, I'm just gonna quick cast it. Find Familiar.
Are we doing the owl? Are we doing our owl buddy?
Let me double check really quick. Yes, the owl.
What's the owl's name, by the way?
Archimedes.
Hoots McGillicuddy.
Archimedes.
I don't remember how to spell Archimedes. Is that it? Did I get it?
A-R-C-I-R-A. Oh, Jesus. A-R-C-H-I-M-E-D-E-S.
A-R-C-H-I-M-I?
M-E-D-E-S.
D-E-S.
You are.
There you go.
All right. This bird now flies in a screw motion.
He can go as far as up to there, screwing around.
All right.
I get it.
Do you take line of sight through the bird's eyes?
I do.
All right. So make a perception check for the birdie.
Do I use the owl stat block for it?
Yes. Well, actually, it depends. Does it say you use the owl stat block for? Does it say you use the owl stat block for checks? I think you do. I think you'd probably benefit too.
You know, telepathic communication. When your familiar is within 100 feet, you can communicate. Additionally, as a bonus action, you can see through its eyes and hear what it hears, gaining the benefits of any special senses it has. So yeah, I'm basically using the owl's stat block.
Okay.
So
roll a perception check with the owl.
Okay. Oh, natural 23.
All right. So first things first.
One second, I gotta change headphones.
And really quick, while that's going, I'm gonna keep my hand on this wall here, and I'm gonna start slowly walking forward as I'm peering through the owl's senses.
Before you do that, let me reveal some stuff for you.
All right.
So you see the water jumps weirdly, and it's jumping all throughout the pool. And you see this little head sticking up, like making nips. Just like my hand. Like just little nips at the water.
Oh shit.
And
I'm glad you stopped me from getting closer.
It's got 4 heads that are just kind of dozing off, but one head is like sleep pecking at the water that's jumping. Would you like to get closer?
No. I said I'm glad you stopped me. I have no idea what this is, but it looks bad. I'm gonna call Archimedes back, and I'm gonna keep him on me, but I'm gonna use my own senses now. And yeah, I'm gonna go back and be like, there's a 4-headed water monster something over there. I have no idea what it is.
4 are dozing off, the 5th one is pecking at the water.
Oh,
5 heads. 5.
5-headed.
5.
So I would be assuming it to be a Hydra, or at least Hydra related.
If not, it could be a false Hydra, and this could be legendary.
Right. Yeah, what?
I was thinking false Hydra in my head.
Hold on, some DM said legendary.
No.
If
it's a false Hydra, it could be legendary.
I don't like that.
That does not sound fun.
What could it have done to be so legendary?
And I'm assuming it might have layer actions.
And as you walk down that hallway there are carvings on the sides of an elaborate procession of dwarf priests carrying wrapped bodies too. So there's a funeral motif that lines that wall.
Ooh.
Which wall?
The
south wall, the one that's not interrupted by the doors. You see a door here, here, and here on the north. Right, the motif runs the length of this wall.
Okay.
And even for a society that's good in stonework, this was done with extra care because of the nature of this place, right? If you're a worshiper of such a powerful god, you are going to give everything you have to make this place, this most holy place, come to life.
You said it depicts funeral, like a funeral procession, or just
yes,
right?
It's basically the dwarven priest entombing the bodies of the dead that have already been wrapped.
Okay.
What would the party like to do?
Well, 4 heads are asleep. 1 is napping at the surface of the water. I don't know what it is. I've never seen one before. I don't know if it can come out of the water or if it can reach us. If it can't, we might be able to avoid its. You know what? I won't even suggest that. No, its necks are too long. It's a pretty large creature.
It is a big creature.
So we should just go kill it. All right. I just pick up my
Yes, yeah.
hammer and I start marching that over there.
Do you guys let Tobin march unobstructed?
No, I use Mage Hand to hold him back. Yeah, Mage Hand to hold him back. Like, hey, wait, whoa. This is not 4 undead cryptoids here. This is 5-headed something.
Would you have told us about the motif on the wall?
Shroud, you would have seen it too. I just didn't point it out as you were going down. I'm sure that the dwarven ghost priest probably took more of your attention.
I guess I could I make a connection between the motif that I saw and what I saw in the hallway coming towards me?
Could you make a connection between the dwarf that you saw and the specific frieze that goes along?
Yes.
Roll an insight check.
Oh, I'm just great at those.
You could be. I have faith in you.
Sorry, I can't get
a 10.
So even with a 10, the ghostly image seemed like the image of a battle. The image of a battle-shocked dwarf. The frieze is very solemn in its nature.
Would perhaps this dwarf that was coming at me, would he be like reliving that battle constantly, or?
With a 10, that's too hard to say.
Okay.
Either way, I think we should proceed with as much respect and caution and reverence as we can. I think that would be a great benefit and not further defile the temple.
I agree with that sentiment.
Sounds to me this place has already been defiled. But I'm great at not defiling things. Let's go. I'll give this place a proper
We should try not to defile it anymore, for sure.
Do I got rope to tie Tobin's hands behind his back?
I mean, does that mean I can't use the little bunny's room real quick in the corner?
I would prefer you didn't.
And suddenly rat pellets add to the desecration of said place.
I look at the dead bodies over there just rotting and I'm like, okay, whatever you say.
So here's the thing. I knew a really good warrior, and she was an Aarakocra, and she just carried around newspaper with her, and then you can just, clean it up a little better. You don't have to just leave it.
Well, that's because bird people can't control where they shit.
That is not true. That is a myth.
No, I heard it from fan. My dad said so, and he knows everything.
Should we maybe check out these doors before we venture all the way down to the hallway? What Nexer saw?
Yeah, that was my other question that I keep forgetting to ask, is do we want to maybe peek in these doors, explore a little?
I do think we should, but I have an idea if y'all would entertain me. I could recast Find Familiar into a spider and let it scout, go under the doors and scout through each one real quick. You know what I mean?
Is it a small spider or giant?
Oh yeah,
spider?
it's a tiny creature. It'll be able to go under the door, the gaps, the gap under between the floor and the doorway.
I just have this image of us trying to shove this giant spider, to squish it down and shove it under a door.
Hell yeah, bro!
And it
Fucking
gets like
cartoon
halfway there, and it gets stuck, and the big bulbous bud is just hanging there. Back feet are going like this.
trying to push itself and it can't get traction.
I'll just cut its limbs off at the first joint, and it's just like a little stubby spider.
But that's an idea. That's just something I thought of real quick.
I'm trying to.
Is my divine still up at last minute?
You're going in
From
and out.
our last.
Is your divine?
Is my divine sense from our last session up at last 10 minutes? I threw it up like pretty much right before the fight.
We're probably not quite at 10 minutes yet, but we're probably close to it from the end of it. It depends. Would the party just like take a breather afterwards, or just be like, okay, charge? How would you guys handle it?
I think if we're not taking a short rest, we need to just keep going.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't be opposed to a short rest, but I'm just saying, like, I'm good with either or right now.
I'm good right now still, but I mean, I don't have spell slots expended except for one, so, and I don't use spells that often.
Echo's looking a little rough, but in pretty good spirits, so I'm fine to forge ahead, go on, whatever phrase that is.
So, do we want to let the spider scout through the rooms real quick? That way we know what's behind each door.
I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Me too.
Sure.
Are you doing a ritual?
I was kind of hoping I could
cast,
maybe send something.
Would you say it's about 10 minutes? Or no?
I think Tobin.
10 minutes is the end of combat.
I think Tobin
I'll
wants
just do it really quick again.
Okay.
So that way we can keep pushing along.
Does Tobin find anything with his divine sense that he can tell us about?
I remember we had the debate last time of whether it's blocked by full cover or not.
The new one doesn't say.
Right. In either case, you don't really sense anything in the immediate area. There is the undead stench that just covers this entire place, but no specific lips down that path.
Okay.
And what do you do with Spideys? I'm gonna hide Archimedes.
Yeah, spider would be named Peter. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna post up on the door as well. Ready.
So yeah, Peter would just, casually walk under the doorway and just kind of stop like at the very edge to get a look through the room. Or even if he has to like climb up a little bit so that he can get a better perspective of anything.
So the initial reading, I'll give you the initial reading through Peter's eyes. There's a stone slab in the middle of the room. If he climbs up, he'll see a few metal tools covered in dust. There's a deep basin near the slab, and there are wall carvings that show dwarves reverently tending to the dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a mummification room.
It does seem like these rooms connect. All three doors connect together. And yeah, Shroud, you're correct. It does seem like that's what they are.
They do what here? Make
It looks like
mummies?
these rooms behind each door is part of the process they go through to prepare their dead.
I can kind of imagine. Have you all seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Like the house of white and black or whatever it is, where they clean up the bodies and get them ready, and
Yeah, it's the preparation rooms.
yeah.
The preparation rooms. That's what's behind each of these 3 doors. They're all connected. So do we want to like check them out? Is there anything even like remotely interesting other than like funeral related tools and stuff?
That's very hard to say from the perspective of a spider.
Okay, I'll call Peter back real quick. You can just come this way and zip. There don't seem to be any enemies in there, but that doesn't necessarily account for any like triggers that there might be if we go through. So we should still be on guard, but as it stands now, there don't seem to be any threats.
Should I check the door for maybe any traps or anything?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It's never a bad idea, especially when you have somebody who's good at it. I'll even prepare guidance for you. How about that?
What
So you
check
Guys,
would
I
that
thought you
be?
were good at this.
And typically an intelligence investigation check to check for traps. Check for mundane traps, anyway.
Could I use a survival maybe?
Survival's much more for kind of tracking things.
Oh,
Investigation is like running your hand through things, looking in peepholes, checking for
You
trap
have
wire.
those eyes of minute seeing, though. That's what they're for, bro. Use them.
What did they do again? Eyes of
They
mine?
give you. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's just dark vision.
Yeah.
Dark vision
So
really
one foot.
close. Dark vision really
I thought
close
it was
up.
advantage on intelligence for a second. My bad.
I get an advantage on intelligence
advantage-
investigation check.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Okay.
yeah. So
So-
you can have advantage. You put the eyes of minute seeing up. You start looking around.
Plus a D4.
I have advantage anyways, but that's a 14 plus 4, so 18.
Plus a D4. You have to roll a D4.
Oh, roll a d4. I thought you just okay. Gotcha.
In either case, you detect no traps.
Okay. So
All right. So that door seems clear, according to you.
yeah,
According to you.
I will stealthily open it.
It slowly opens up. It's a big, heavy stone door, as dwarven constructions normally are.
Here.
You see the wall carvings too, and in this room specifically, the wall carvings are have to do with washing the bodies of those that come in.
Okay. I'll look to Nexor and say I don't see anything within this room. I'll just go ahead and step in. Over here.
So I'll step in with him and just kind of. I'm not necessarily like religious, but I'm still being respectful. These are basically kin to me. So I'm showing some manner of reverence being here and, you know, and seeing the wall on the opposite end of the hallway too. Like I know what this is, and it kind of strikes a chord because I know about this, you know.
I think I'll look over at Nexor and just kind of remind him, you know, we went into that library and we opened that book and, you know, we kind of got into a dilemma there. So maybe, yeah, we'll be respectful in here and maybe, you know, check stuff out and not open things willy-nilly.
I'll peek around here and I'll say, hey, Echo, you should probably be ready with that amulet to Dumathoin, by the way. You seem to be the one that commands the most respect in that regard.
Noted. And I'm gonna kind of step up towards this direction.
And I'll just remind you again, like all these rooms are connected in character. But yeah, so like I'll start like observing everything, taking it in as best I can.
If you want, feel free to make a perception check.
I will make one as well.
Yeah, anybody that wants to explore those rooms, feel free to do a perception check.
Oh, what the heck? I'll follow the boys in.
Nix, do you follow them in?
It's never a bad idea to split up from the party.
I approve of splitting the party.
I'm gonna hide back here in the corner.
She's a wallflower. I love it.
Nix hides in the corner of the room dedicated to cleansing the dead. Okay, anybody that got a 16 or higher, really the position that it's most notable to be seen in. Next, sir, from your vantage point, you see that wall there, it looks like it could be pushed in as a secret door. You also see that the center room's motif is that there are gemstones that adorn corpses here. It looks like there were actually once gemstones here that have long since been removed.
Okay. Oh. Can I roll insight to see if maybe those gemstones I picked up in the other room might be the ones that are missing from here?
You can do anything you want. It's D&D.
Can you know?
Oh well.
It's hard to say.
My jewelry. Right.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I would call out that there's possibly a secret panel over here, though. Over here. Excuse me.
Tobin goes, ooh, I've always wanted to see a hidden door.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Shroud and kind of nod towards the door, and then I'm gonna follow up here and be ready for something to come out of said door if we decide to open it.
I will also investigate that door for traps. That seems like the door that would have traps.
One investigation check.
At advantage with guidance.
Yeah. 17 and roll D4 for guidance.
So glad I took that feat off.
Oh yeah, that's 21.
All right, so to give you the specific thing of this door,
Damn it, Bill.
the secret door hidden within the carving of a dwarf attendant placing her hand in the chest of a deceased priest. And you discover that if you press the hand, if you think you press the hand of the carving, that is the latch mechanism, but it doesn't seem to be trapped.
I would definitely let the party know that. Shall we try to venture forth?
Ooh, let's do.
Or shall we wait for Echo to get back?
Oh, Echo
yeah.
Bill turned off her computer.
No, Bill. Bill, we let you have a sword and everything.
Right. Equals this shit. The real OG Chaos Goblin.
Cats are Chaos Goblins.
Yes.
He has an amulet, so I wouldn't want her to miss out.
Right. Like, there's no traps, but maybe there's a beastie back there.
One never knows. One
I
never
think
knows.
one of us knows, but
Yes,
So-
he won't tell us.
So, just so I know, who puts their hand on the hand of the carving? Who's going to?
I will put my mage hand on it.
I just call it like I see it from now on.
Tobin will.
Right?
Oh,
No, Tobin. I'm not gonna let you sacrifice that lucky rabbit's foot. Not so early. Let's start with Mage Hand first on that panel.
You
I
know
do look at it and I go, remind me to tell you about my lucky rabbit's foot.
You know
Right.
what would be a cool exercise to do sometimes? When cameras and whatnot get turned off when people leave, the blocks in the cell shift. So it looks like people are playing different people's characters. It'd be an interesting way to do a character swap. 'Cause
Oh my god, yeah.
right now, Echo is being played by Nexer. Nexer is being played by Shroud. Shroud is being played by Echo. Nyx, you're primarily in your own box, and Tobin, you're primarily in your own box.
I don't want
Nick's gonna hide in her corner.
I don't want everyone to see how sucky I am at investigation because you think I'm so good.
Oh, you're doing pretty good, bro.
Who is the brave soul that will touch that door?
Mage Hand.
Mage Hand's
Echo's
pretty
back
good.
now.
Mage Hand.
Do you guys want to mage hand it?
Mage Hand. First step, Mage Hand, yes.
I'm at
Mage
the ready.
Hand's the Mage Hand.
Okay, mage hand presses against her hand, and the latch pops. It
Yeah.
pushes inward. Do you have the mage hand push the little flaps?
Yes.
Oh, that's
And then I step out of the way, so I'm not like right there. Oh, it's another door. Yay.
another door.
Wow.
Oh no, damn.
This one's got the traps.
This one's
Right.
the mimic, but don't worry about it.
This one leads to the trap.
You just see
Oh,
Shroud
shit.
just get eaten by this door.
It's a mimic.
Well,
Wouldn't be the
about
first
that.
time.
I mean,
And
shall we
not
go
the
3
last.
for 3 on the investigation?
Well, you don't want me doing it.
What was that?
Shall we go 3 for 3 on the investigation of another door?
If our DM says we have to, I guess so.
You guys can try it without investigating it for traps. I honestly encourage that little bit of chaos. I mean, really, it's just Shroud. How would you like to approach it?
I'm going to investigate it again, I guess. Since there was a door behind a door, I think it makes no sense, but
Go ahead.
well,
You
that's a 2.
discovered no traps.
Okay. Guys, I'm just going to open this door. So be prepared.
I believe in you, sport.
It's okay. Nyx is still in her corner.
All the way in the other
What are you
room.
doing over there, by the way? Like, legit.
She's just chilling.
Are you counting your
Chilling.
coin? Are you, like, playing with fire?
Probably.
I mean, she did sit in a chair like a whole combat room.
I know. She totally left us high and dry.
She's playing,
She caused
solitaire.
damage. It's fine.
I will. I think I'll glance at maybe Echo, since she's got the Doomithor amulet, and tell her to stand behind me in case something pops out. So,
Okay.
and then I will open the door.
All right, are you ready? It
Yes.
doesn't. It doesn't budge.
Oh,
Doesn't budge.
Great.
is there
And I wish
is there perhaps like hinges on it, or
Not traditional hinges, no.
It is stone. Are there any like markings on it of any kind?
No.
Huh.
Who's behind you? Like, oh, are you gonna open it?
the door is locked?
Is it locked or it just won't open?
It won't open. Or is it locked? With a 10 investigation.
It's not a
Is
traditional
there-
lock, if there is a lock.
Oh, perception.
Maybe it only opens from the other side.
That's a nat 22 on perception for like a lock or any kind or like any giveaway.
There's no locking mechanism. There's no clear doorknob. There's no real even seams. It's
Really?
it's obviously a door, but it's not obvious it's ever been a functional door.
So no seams, meaning no gap either on between the floor and it.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, damn it! I don't have stone shape prepared.
So
Ugh.
oh,
If I had stone shape prepared, I could have opened it up right that way.
I'm wondering if those gems on the wall have something to do with this door opening.
Well, he said there's nothing on it. Like there's no markings, there's no slots, doorknob, seams.
It's a janitor's closet.
Yeah.
Could be.
Janitor's room.
Somebody's shit.
So
We have another
I
broom,
have
not an
stone
attack.
cutting.
Could be a
That's
blue
what I was
closet.
thinking too, Nick.
So I have stone cunning, which basically gives me expertise on any history checks to dealing with stonework. But I already have expertise in history. Could I potentially turn that into advantage and see if I can use stone cunning on this door to see if there's any kind of knowledge I might have about like why this clearly it's a door, but there's no there's no door features, you know? So is it like maybe I could use stone cutting in that regard?
What check do you want to roll?
Well, it specifically says history, but I'm wondering if maybe I could use it for Arcana. I feel like there would be something magical about that.
You can go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Straight or
You guys are all helping each other anyway, so go ahead and do it with our advantage.
oh, double nines. So 17.
There doesn't seem to be anything magical about the door itself. There's no magical incantation, there's no open sesame, there's no glyphs of warding or an arcane lock that you can discover. It's almost like the door is a wall and the wall is a door.
Who has any kind of bludgeoning weapon? Just out of curiosity. Does anyone have a hammer or warhammer?
Yep.
Maybe we want to check out that third room, maybe see if it provides any clues.
I was gonna see real quick if anyone had like a smashing weapon, they can use it to knock on it and see if anyone responds.
Fist?
I like how you said they can use it.
I mean, all
You
I got
pick
to
up the
battle
ball.
axe. I mean, I'll do it. Boom, boom, boom. Police, open up.
Come back with a warrant. That's what I tell people when they knock on my door at work. Instead of saying come in, I tell them to come back with a warrant.
I don't have any bludgeoning weapons, but I mean,
I'm gonna pull out my warhammer and I'm gonna hand it to Shroud.
Bet. So here you go.
okay.
I don't know what we're doing with it, but somebody asked for a
Use it to
warhammer.
knock on the stone face.
I don't know
Okay.
what we
Everyone
look
respond
around. But
to
okay.
it. Bang, bang, bang.
I will try to knock on the stone face with this warhammer.
Make an attack roll, I guess.
No.
Roll a
Yeah,
d-
I don't know
roll
what
a-
to do with it.
just
We're not
roll
trying to attack through it. We're just
roll a
knocking.
d20. See how
Okay.
let's see how hard the hit is.
That's funny. Remember,
Yeah.
we're trying not to desecrate shit.
He very haphazardly bang, very weakly.
Heart's not in it.
I
asked if I could take it from
step
him.
up and just politely take it from him, and I do it myself
Go
like
ahead.
a true dwarf.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. An 8.
You're that much better than a changeling, but for a dwarf,
I take it back from Nexor and I just turn around to Echo and hand it back to her.
I'm gonna gently pull the boys apart and take back my warhammer when Shroud hands it to me. Why
Hey,
don't
I'm
we
a
go check
real
the door?
old man. Don't judge me.
I'm
I'm
just
not judging.
judgments.
I'm gently ushering you to the next room.
I'm feeling defeated, so I'm
That's what does an old man.
yeah.
Tobin asked Echo Tobin asked Echo for a try real quick. Like, can I have a try?
It over. Gently,
Yes.
gently, and respectfully. You may knock.
Gently and respectfully. You got it.
You're knocking. You're not trying to get through the door.
Oh wait. Oh wait. Since I can use. Alright, I'll roll a
yeah,
custom D.
if you're proficient in it, you'd have your proficiency and your strength bonus, which is fine. You hit against the door, a solid hit, solid echo. The door doesn't budge.
Alright, I shrug and hand it back to Echo. Like, that was fun.
I'm glad you got a turn.
Echo, would you and Nyx like to take a swing at this door?
I'm good. I'm gonna follow the boys.
Nyx, would you like to try to make this door not a wall?
No, I'll go with the crew. Even though I like my hidey hole.
You come out of your hidey hole.
There's so many corners. You can pick any
Here,
which
I'll
one.
come hide in this corner.
If you want to hide, there's an endless door here that we could just get in there and shut it for a broom closet or something.
Next story just starts being childish, and he's whispering, "Hey, we should play a joke on Nyx and leave her behind." And he sees her walking up. He's like, "Hi, Nyx. Welcome back to the group."
Thank you
Uh,
for
It's
joining
a
us.
approving look from Echo for that.
I would like to investigate this room for anything out of the ordinary.
Go ahead and roll a perception or an investigation check, your choice. Oh, Bill's getting knuckles.
I will do
No,
one
no.
as well.
I will do a perception.
I'll roll investigation.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
I'll give
Okay.
myself a few more.
Be cool to have a counter for all these nat 20s, all I'm saying.
So,
Is there an app for that?
No. I went to Group has one, but it's just an Excel spreadsheet on Twitch.
Oh, it's cool.
So, Shroud, you have the clearest line of this with your 27. This room has a motif of armoring the dead for burial.
Armory.
Yeah, so dwarves are typically a warrior society, a nobility society. If they don't necessarily wear their armor, they typically might get buried with it.
So
You do
If
see
I-
you do see something else. You do see parts of what look like plate mail scattered about the room, and
Oh,
it looks old, but usable.
I'm already not stealthy, I'm just saying.
Hey, rabbit boy.
Yes.
Come in here.
Ooh.
Check
So,
out that.
so can I see if I get something straight? So the first room we entered was for washing.
Yep.
I don't think we checked to see what the second room was for, but the third room was for armoring and getting ready for burial.
So the center room is for adorning with gemstones.
Right.
Okay, so
And the third one is dressing and armoring the corpses.
So this is definitely a process for more recognized and higher status dwarves. Because the first floor didn't even have armor, and they were just there at the front entrance, kind of cannon fodder. All right.
So, roll an insight check. With advantage. Anybody that wants to get a sense on this
Can't
crypt.
get better than a natural 20.
Quick, click the counter.
I know.
Fuck you. I counter the counter.
That's my job, is to keep track of the nat 20s and nat 1s and the face palms.
What kind of check was that?
Oh, are you the one that updates this thing?
Yeah.
How many
Was that
face
an
palms have I
insight
done
check?
today?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody else want to try to get an insight on this?
I'll roll an insight. Not a great one, though.
That's not bad. What are you talking
Not a great one, 18.
about? Right.
Okay, Nix, do you want to try to get insightful on this, or are you good?
I'll try for insight. Even though I only have a 2.
I only have a 2 as well.
Okay, 2 can get you 22,
Yeah.
but it did.
Oh my god,
For a 6.
the devil we summoned. Oh shit. Hey, Lucifer.
All right, so let's with the 22 and the 18. This is the information you can glean. So this place is not just for any dwarf or any priest. The Crypt of Talhund are for the most faithful, the most diligent, the most dedicated, that they can be entombed and given new purpose in life through their god, here Doomethwain. Those are these rooms. Even in its heyday, this place probably had guardians to prevent the unfaithful from entering, which are separate from those that are buried in honored places.
So going back really quick, that first room would be one of those honored places, right?
The first room with the Crypt Guardians would have been the guardians that were there to prevent the unfaithful from desecrating this place.
Can I roll another insight at advantage, possibly? Because I feel like if we took a whole different approach, we might have not had to deal with combat. And I feel like if the Amulet of Doomethorn was presented, that might have been the trigger.
And that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
We can ride off the 22. Let's ride off the
Okay.
22 a little bit longer. So, in other circumstances, maybe, and it might be worth a try. The difference between, say, the elementals that were there to guard the library in this place is desecrated and haunted by what occurred here, and the library did not have that same experience hanging over it.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily not worth a try, but the situations are not the same.
Okay.
And
Which was... Sorry.
Okay. I think I understand.
And as we look out and we see the plate armor, which could be fitted together by somebody that wanted to try to wear it, as we look out at the plate armor and ponder the door and ponder the 5-headed beast that is attacking the splashing water, that seems like a good place to leave it off, consider for a week, and then return to.
Thank goodness I was falling asleep. Tired.
But you're all
I'm
doing
gonna
a
try
great
that plate armor
job.
on.
Yeah, that combat went probably the smoothest we've ever been in here.
With a cleric and a paladin, undead shouldn't be too much of a challenge.
I love that Echo tanked part of that fight. That just makes my soul happy.
I'll be honest, I was a
You
little
did.
scared for you when you went into the middle.
Right.
Please do.
Yeah, she gets a little cocky, but she has resistance to necrotic, and so it went to her head just a little bit.